Hey guys, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. Hi, my name is Sydney. I'm from cruelty-free beauty videos, and today's video is going to be all about my most used singles. So I've put all of them in here. I was kind of inspired to do this video by one of Sarah Rose's previous videos, so I will link her channel down below. She created a palette out of her most used shades within her palettes, and I actually did that same video, so I can link that down below if you guys are interested in seeing kind of the first video in this series of videos. But then I also said in this video, you know what, it might be kind of fun if I do this with my singles too. I recently shared a video with my top 10 single shadows, and it was really interesting because even though a lot of those were in my top 10, they were definitely not my most used single shadows. So today I thought it would be fun to put all of my most used single shadows in one palette and kind of share them with you guys. Some of these really surprised me because they're on the newer side to my collection, but when I was looking through, I was like, you know what, I use these a ton. So I'm not going to blather on any further, let's hop into it. I do want to throw in a quick little disclaimer before we hop into this palette. A lot of the singles that I have in my collection are depotted from either ColourPop palettes, or I think I have a depotted Wiki Lux palette in there too. I decided not to include those because those truly aren't singles, even though I treat them as singles. Those are a lot of my most used shades, but I just wanted to really focus on my actual single shadows in this video. So I'm not gonna hide my little palette any further. Here's what my little palette looks like. Again, I'm a little bit surprised at how this one looks. When I did my top 10 single shadows, I was really surprised how that one turned out as well, because it was much less green than I thought it would be. I thought it would have much more green, but I'm really excited to share these shadows with you, so I'm gonna hop into it. So the first shadow I want to share with you is the shade Snow Globe from Terra Moons. No, please tell me it didn't break. Please tell me it didn't break. It's upside down. It's upside down. Okay, it didn't break. We're good. I almost had a heart attack. Okay, not really. That's very dramatic. But this is one of my favorite inner corner shadows in my collection. It's a little bit more of a glittery shadow formula, not on like a chunky glitter way, just in the sense that it has more of a sheer base and is more about kind of the little reflex that are within the shimmer particles. It shifts from, like, I see pink shimmers in the shadow, green, gold, a little bit of blue. It's just a beautiful inner corner shade that really functions well with a lot of different looks. I love shades like this so much because I feel like, not that I'm bad at picking inner corner shades, but I don't like to think about it that hard. So if I have a shadow like this that really suits a lot of different looks and a lot of different color combos, I'm going to reach for this one a lot, and I definitely have. This next shadow that I want to share is also from Terra Moons, and it is called Lunar Spectrum. Okay, you guys, this is one of the most special single shadows I have in my collection. This one did make it into my top single shadow video. This one is one of their iridescent chameleon shadows, and that just means that there's like a multi-chromatic aspect to these, but they have like a white base, or maybe they have no base. These shadows are absolutely magical. This one in particular is my favorite because it has so many colors within it. It shifts from green to gold to pink to blue. It is just absolutely magical. Like, it totally looks pink on my arm right there, but on my finger right here when I'm looking down at it, it looks green and gold. It's just absolutely magic. This is one of the pricier singles that I have in my collection. This one is, I believe it retails for $17. I was actually sent this one from Terra Moons. I won a giveaway from them, so I didn't purchase this one, but I definitely would have if I didn't win it in the giveaway, because it is the most magical shadow, you guys. Next up, we have a shadow from Kaleido Cosmetics. This is called Reflectus. This is one of their iridescent multi-chromes. Again, this one is kind of like the Terra Moons shadow that I just showed you guys. It has kind of a minty base. This one has a little bit more of a colored base than that one did, but it has the most beautiful, like, pink shift within it. I love popping this one in my inner corner when I do a green look or a purple look. I think it just adds a really fun twist. It really brightens up the eye and adds a little bit of something extra special with that beautiful little shift in there, and I really love it. Again, Kaleido shadows are more on the expensive side. I don't know the price of that one off the top of my head, but I want to say it's at least 11 or 12 bucks. Alright, you guys, this next shadow is a shadow from Sydney Grace, and it is called Heart and Soul. This is just a total workhorse shadow for me. I would describe this shadow as like a coppery rose gold shade. This is one of my favorite shades to just pop all over my lid in the spring and summertime. Throw a warm brown in the crease, pop this all over my lid. I think it just does a really nice job kind of complementing my blue eyes. and it's just really effortless and easy to use, and that's why I've used it so incredibly much. I actually dropped it, which is why it looks like some of it's like missing. I have used it quite a bit, but not quite that much. I think it's just the most beautiful shadow. Sydney Grace has an incredible eyeshadow formula. All of their shimmer shadows are incredibly pigmented. They're a little bit on the thicker side, but they go on so full pigmentedly, and I just absolutely adore them. Next up, I have another shadow from Sydney Grace that I wanted to give a quick little shout out, and this one is called The Greatest Gift. This shadow is so unique to my collection. It has like a soft purpley base with like a green reflect. It is incredibly gorgeous, you guys. I really love this shadow because I feel like it pairs beautifully with like a super colorful look, or if I just want to throw like a cool tone brown in the crease and this all over my lid, it also looks so beautiful. It's just a really soft shadow that just has like that tiny little twist in it that just makes me so excited, and I just drool over it every single time I use it. Okay guys, I feel like I couldn't make a single shadow video and not include JD Glow 365. This is one of those really beautiful kind of greeny gold terracotta shades, but I love this one in particular. I'm going to mention another one in just a second, but I love this one in particular because the texture of it, it's a little bit, I don't want to say like chunky, but it is a little bit chunky because it's a little bit glittery, and I adore that about this shadow. It's so metallic, so foiled, so pigmented, and just a little bit textured, and I think that is so incredibly beautiful, you guys. And I'm going to show you kind of the shadow next that really started my love for these kind of shades, but I feel like 365 is just like this next shade up to 10. So that shade is ColourPop Tea Garden. This has been one that's been raved about on YouTube for the longest time, and for a really long time I like hemmed and hawed about getting it, and then I finally got it and I was like obsessed, you guys. It's like a soft green shade with like a terracotta shift to it. Again, it's like the softer sister of JD Glow 365, so if you kind of want to dip your toes into this kind of shade, but you don't want to take the plunge with JD Glow, definitely check out this ColourPop one. It just looks like bronzy in comparison. I think it's such a fun shade to throw all over your lid with like a warm brown and run out the door. The next shade I want to share is Going Steady from ColourPop. This is one of the first singles I had in my collection. It's just like a beautiful, deep, kind of mauve-y berry shade. I'm a sucker for berry shades, you guys. I love to deepen up looks with them. So this has been a really great shade to just toss in pretty much almost any palette that I create, just to kind of throw a deepener shade in there that's not a dark brown. Formula-wise, ColourPop is no longer my favorite for single shadows, but if you guys are just getting started and you want to just grab some really cheap singles, ColourPop is a really great place to start. This next shade is the shade Hop On, again from ColourPop. Again, one of my very first singles. I would describe this one as like a matte corally red shade. I'm a sucker for warm tones, you guys, and so anytime I create a warm tone palette, I usually throw this kind of reddish shade in, just because I think it adds a fun little pop of color without being like too far outside of the warm tones family, if that makes sense. Again, ColourPop is not my favorite formula-wise, but it is one of my most used shadows. And then finally, we have the shade Unity from Kaleido Cosmetics. This is a deep, dark, kind of matte plum shade. Here's a little close-up of this shade for you guys. Again, I really love to use this one as an outer corner deepener shade. It's not quite as warm and berry as Going Steady from ColourPop. I really prefer the formula from Kaleido Cosmetics over ColourPop. I think it's much more pigmented, and I guess they're both pretty easy to blend, but I think they are definitely more pigmented and they have more unique color stories. But here is my little palette full of my most used singles. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. I think it was really interesting to kind of see all my most used singles kind of lined up together like this. I've never done that before. I'm slightly surprised that there aren't more greens in here. There's really only one kind of minty green in here, but I thought it was a really fun exercise. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys could recommend one single shadow for anyone to buy. Which one would it be? For me, it would definitely be JD Glow 365. I just adore this shadow, like to the moon and back. It's one of my absolute favorites. And if someone was like, I can only buy one single shadow, what should I buy? It would definitely be one of the Galaxy shadows from JD Glow if they didn't like green. But if you like green, you like warm tones, that's the one I would recommend. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!